Your Excellency, thank you so much for joining CNBC.
Thank you.
I want to kick off by asking you to walk me through the investment case for Saudi Arabia in terms of the minerals sector, especially as we've got such excitement surrounding Saudi Arabia's hosting of the G20.
Wow, this is really exciting. I mean, today what we need really to understand is that Saudi Arabia is going through major transformation. The main and core really behind it is diversity in our economy, and mining industry will be really the main contributor to this diversity of the economy. If we just look at the new industry and the new ministry and having both mining and industry, that shows, first of all, how the country is serious about really focusing on these two sectors. Secondly, it also shows how we intend to do about the mining sector. We intend to get the value of the mining, but also turn it into finished product with the industrial sector. So, in mining specifically, back to your question, three things we have already done. Actually, we're not just talking about having to do what we are doing. The new mining law is coming out very soon. Secondly, we have invested more than 100 billion riyals in infrastructure to enable the investments in the mining that took companies like Ma'aden from a ranking of 128 to a ranking of 11 on a global level on market cap. And thirdly, is really exploring the country. The country is huge, as you know. Saudi Arabia is a huge country. It has been untapped when it comes to the mining sector. We are having a huge project to do a geological survey for a third of the country, from the north west side of the country to the west, to the south. That's a 2 billion riyal project that will take 5 years, but we will start getting data within 2 years. That will allow investors to really tap into the kind of elements they would like to invest in, and then do the final investment of the particular area they would like to explore.
Walk me through the mineral content, if you will, of the kingdom, because when you think of Saudi Arabia, you naturally think of oil, you naturally think of petrochemicals, but in terms of the mineral sector, modern, what's happening there?
We have. I could almost say, you name it, we have it. Unless we do this project, it would be very hard to say, to give numbers of what is. But we have phosphate. We are now number 3 in phosphate. We have copper. We have gold. We have so many different elements that we are exploring. So really, it's very hard at this point in time, but the potential is huge. Whatever we are doing today is building on explanation that has been done 30 years ago. So we are really...
You're really tapping into it now after a long period of inaction. Walk me through. That's, of course, related, no doubt, to Vision 2030. But when you think about the minerals sector in terms of what it could give to the Saudi economy, in terms of billions of dollars of investment, where's that investment, do you think, going to come from? Are we talking about internal investment from the Public Investment Fund, for example, or is this coming from external sources?
It's going to be coming from both.
Okay.
And the beauty about the mining, it's and when we add to it industry, they complement each other on one hand, but also we are trying to progress with time. You know, mining is a longer view investment. Both mining and industry have two things in common. They are capital intensive, and they are long-term view. My mission and the ministry's role is really to fix the existing structure, create the right enablement, and grow these two industries to achieve the numbers. Technically, we are trying to double our GDP contribution from these sectors, double our job creation, and double our exports from now until 2030.
What about job growth? What will the jobs look like for Saudis?
Job growth is at the heart of what we are trying to do. But if we look at the demographics of Saudi, it's really a beautiful. If we look at it as an asset, not a liability. And that's really where you see the kind of potential that you can get. And just as an example, the Industrial Revolution, the Industry 4.0 is an excellent opportunity for Saudis to tap into. We have already, an alignment with the WIF on this, and it's one of the pillars actually the ministry is trying to build the industrial sector on, and for 3 reasons. One is our demographics, our young boys and girls who are educated, who are very, they are comfortable with the new technologies.
Like and engineering, what kind of jobs are going to be available in your view across the board?
It's across the board.
As a result of developing this sector.
Yeah, but now we are changing the whole face of the industrial sector. It's no longer, the dark, the foggy factories. No, it's more. It's a very nice environment to work in. It's very encouraging to innovation. The second reason for the 4.0 or advantage that we have is the ability to acquire this technology. Saudi Arabia has the financial capabilities to acquire technology and move. And thirdly, of course, this is the direction. This is where the future is going. So Industry 4.0 is one important pillar. The other pillar of how we will build this industrial sector is to continue our whatever we have achieved in the last 45 years, but go to more finished products. Mm-hmm. So added value products, and not just sell petrochemicals, but also go downstream with different elements of products. And the third is really capturing the value of our location. We mm-hmm. have an excellent location. We have been talking about it for a long time. Now we are actually making something about it. The logistic part is moving in a way that will really be an enabler for industry. So Saudi Arabia is at the heart of a region that's hungry for service, really. Yes, there is turbulence today, but this is not going to last. Investors
frankly, turbulence can be really good for commodities prices.
Of course.
So kind of, even if you're losing, you're winning, and even if you're winning, yes. You're losing, kind of circular, isn't it?
And on the other hand, we have Africa, where today, as we speak, 70% of exports from China to Africa go through Europe when it should be coming through our region. So these are the elements.
Like a low-hanging fruit.
Exactly, very low-hanging fruits. These, in fact, I have part of my being here is really to meet global players in different sectors, in the mining, in the industrial sector, in the logistics, to show and to showcase what we are all about, the potential that we have. And today, honestly speaking, any global serious player should either be in Saudi or consider Saudi.
What kind of returns are we talking by 2030 from the sector?
We are, as I said just now, we are doubling our, in terms of GDP, we are going from 90 billion to 180 billion. Mm-hmm. Job creation is also, we are targeting to double the job creation market, and export, which is also going to be, so we are doubling all these three, GDP, export, and job creation. And the way we will do it is, we have already shown progress. We have created the Exim Bank, Saudi Exim Bank, with a capital of 30 billion riyal. We have increased the Saudi Development Fund capital from 65 billion to 105 billion. We have created 2 important authorities in the last 18 months. One is the Local Content Authority, which will help local players really benefit from the local market, and the other one is the Foreign Trade Authority, which will help export by enhancing the existing bilateral agreements that we have with countries, existing organizations that we are participating in, and at the same time help protect the local market from unfair dumping or unfair trade wars.
Your Excellency, we're going to have to leave it there, I'm afraid. But thank you so much for joining CNBC.
Thank you for having me.